My name's Nobu, this is David, we're Choir Choir Choir, and since we're here now, you are Choir Choir Choir. Do you realize that? So when we get large groups of people to sing, you are a large group, and you are going to sing. We've been doing it for 8 years. The key component to Choir 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 is there's no auditions. That's why you're allowed to be here. Beyond being really supportive of one of the greatest radio stations on earth. So, we're really happy to be here. And did everyone get a lyric sheet? Yeah. Wave it in the air, just like, all right. All right, that's enough. That's enough. So what we're going to do eventually is we're going to split you up into groups, and then we're then we're going to teach you your parts. How many people here do not know Mad World? Thank you.
Really?
Oh, one person.
Come on, you got to be kidding me.
Okay. What's so nice about the various different environments that we get to go into is that a lot of people don't know each other when they show up, but then you have this common experience now that you've sung together, and you've struggled over the same parts, or you've gotten one part really, you got the whole song really well done, and it allows people an opportunity to then have something to talk about. All right, start to move a little bit.
Okay, so repeat after me.
Oh, 1, 2, 3, go. The world, just like mad world. Yeah, back off the microphone. Mad world. Make it airy, you know? If that makes any sense. Like a balloon. Wow. Like a hot air balloon. I'm gonna close my eyes. Just say mad world. Very good Mad World. It just feels like, for whatever reason, the discourse in our lives right now, it's also inflamed, and everyone's taking sides, and it feels so divisive. And I feel like if they just get in a room together and sing and just break down those barriers, they can actually have conversations, and even if they disagree with each other, they can continue to have the conversations. And it boggles my mind that all this violence is happening everywhere, when people could probably have a lot more in common if they just would talk to each other.
Worn out faces, bright and early for the daily
are sad. The dreams in which I'm dying are the best I've ever had. I find it hard to tell you, 'cause I find it hard to tell. People run in circles, it's a very, very mad world. Mad world. Mad world. Mad world. Mad
What great singers!
What great singers, what great original material here. You guys sounded really good.
So great.
That vibe was perfect.
Welcome to KEXP, in a sense. We just had choir do an amazing song. Did you just have a good time? These guys have been at this for a long time, and they hit me up backstage going like, that was amazing. So, seriously,
seriously,
kudos
amazing.
to everybody. That was
Did
phenomenal.
not expect it to sound that good. And I mean that.
As I said, they were jaded.
Based on the first examples of the singing, but then it got really good.
Seattle's kind of like that. It's like, you know, a slow reveal, shall we say.
But for every choir session, though, it starts off kind of rocky, and then it gets there eventually. But we have a little bit more time, so. But you got there faster.
You guys usually do this. It takes longer than we've had, right?
It depends on the song.
Yeah.
It depends on the talent level of the people in the audience. What?
Okay, I won't
That was a
read into
compliment
that.
to you guys. It was a compliment. Can you not take compliments?
God, you people are so serious in whatever state you live in.
It's rainy here.
Where are we?
We don't have time to So, how'd you find out about KEXP?
I've sort of been listening and watching for years. So, I mean, certainly in my 20s, music was, you know, everything to me.
You made your career out of music. What are you talking about? Like,
Well,
in
I
your
just
20s?
mean like
That's what you do.
I mean other musicians and just what people were writing about and saying and what was happening. So KEXP to me was a station that I would tune into to hear or see live performances in studio, which you know, and I used to think it'd be so cool to go to KEXP and do a performance or whatever. And so this is pretty awesome that we're here now. And I never thought I'd come to Seattle.
Yeah, and now that we're here, like, we're not leaving.
That's a
I
nice
hope you
place,
realize that, you know?
And we're at the Crocodile Cafe, which so many amazing Seattle luminaries have shared the stage. So great to have you here. When did you guys know that you had something with this ensemble concept?
It's important.
I'll field this one.
It's
No, go
it's
ahead.
important to. We tell people that because it's true. Choir was not an idea. Like there was no strategy behind it. It was a night. It was supposed to be one night where we brought our friends together to sing. In winter in Toronto, it was like crazy snowstorm, and we just, you know, you go into isolation mode for months at a time, and we went on to see our friends, and we wanted to sing, and it was just simple as that. And at the end of the first night, people said that they wanted to do it again tomorrow, and literally
Every day since then.
Every week after that for a full year, we did it every Tuesday. And I think immediately we realized that we had something, but it wasn't like, we didn't think of it as a business. We didn't think, it was just a hang. And I think that that's still the way we see it. But of course, it's gotten more involved, you know, as a business.
It's a hang, but the stakes are very high.
Yeah. Well, this is what you do.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I think that, I mean, to answer your question, I think that there's no auditions, right? So anybody can show up. And so very quickly, people we didn't know were showing up. Even the very first session, there were people who came, they just heard about it because Toronto can be very, very small. But it was in the 4th or 5th month when it had grown a lot larger, we started getting some cards and letters from people. They would just quietly drop them off to us. And one in particular was a woman who wrote to us that her husband had died and that she had been left as a single mother and that she spent a lot of time just really just surviving, trying to take care of her son and trying to rebuild their lives. And she was pretty down. understandably. And then she found out about choir through a friend, came out and told us that it was something that was like something that she could hold on to, and that it was changing her life. And when we started getting letters like that, that's when we realized that what we were doing had it was like
we realized it was almost more important to the people that came than it was to us, because it was our project. We thought like it'll matter more to us, but it seemed to really matter to the people that came out. And that sort of the ebb and flow of life. At certain times, it would matter a lot to those people to have that at least one night a week where they could see these familiar faces and do that together. A lot of people found it pretty cathartic. And often we'd walk into the bar, and still 8 years in, you know, it becomes like the weekly, like there's a grind to it, like anything, and you have to keep up and doing new arrangements and getting on stage and doing new videos every week. But we always get off stage still to this day and look at each other and we're like, oh, that was so fun. Like, and I was in such a bad mood before we came, but now it just, I go home so excited. I can't fall asleep when I get home on Tuesday nights sometimes.
How are you guys feeling after that experience? Okay. Would you like to do this again in the future? Was this something that was like a thing? Okay. So you made something.
Every Tuesday night.
I can't do my show then. This was very powerful, and it was great to actually be able to point the cameras at everybody else. Now, we had this experience in another project where we presented you with this video, and you're like, that's wrong, because we're just focusing on you. And it's like, no, it's everybody else. And that was my catalyst, is like, this is for everybody here, because you guys actually make KEXP what KEXP is. It doesn't exist, you know, we don't play commercials, and we do a couple of drives, but it's literally you guys doing this. Doesn't exist anywhere else in the world. And for us to be able to share this particular song, and it doesn't matter where it came from or who did it, it's the intention of that song. And that was the thing that really struck everybody here, was just like suddenly we're all sharing this experience. And as I said before, often it's like band, us, clap, clap, clap. And remember, now we're actually participating in this process. So thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you for participating. If you didn't participate, it wouldn't have gone so well, I'd say. But it's what's so nice about the various different environments that we get to go into is that a lot of people don't know each other when they show up, but then you have this common experience now that you've sung together and you've struggled over the same parts, or you've gotten one part really, you know, you got the whole song really well done, and it allows people an opportunity to then have something to talk about and then move on from the song and actually like develop friendships. Like back in Toronto, where we've been doing this, you know, for 8 years, and after the first year we added a second night because it was so busy. People who are in their 30s, 40s, 50s, and even older are making new best friends.
People
you
that
know,
are hundreds,
and also
and 140s making new friends.
And it blows my mind. It just
Canadian diet.
It just feels like, for whatever reason, the discourse in our lives right now, it's also inflamed, and everyone's taking sides, and it feels so divisive. And I feel like if they just get in a room together and sing and just break down those barriers, they can actually have conversations. And even if they disagree with each other, they can continue to have the conversations. And it boggles my mind that all this violence is happening everywhere. When people could probably have a lot more in common if they just would talk to each other, you know? And of course, like, I think the singing together thing makes it even more beautiful, you know, because you start to feel something. You can take it out of like a word form and just feelings. And
it doesn't matter what song it is. That's the thing. The song doesn't have to be so pointed or, you know, related to like what's going on. We try to stay current and we try to do things that matter in the moment. But at the same time, if we just got together today and sang "I Want It That Way" by the Backstreet Boys, we would have had a great time, and you'd forget so many other things going on. And even the guys here were like, I wouldn't want to sing that song. We know you'd want to sing that song. You're not kidding anyone. You know that's a good song, and if you can't admit it, your soul is not complete.
Now? Can we just sing that one song?
You are my fire, the one desire, believe when I say, sing it. I want it that way. So tell me why. Ain't nothing but a heartache. Tell me why. Ain't nothing but a mistake. Tell me why I never wanna hear you say I want it that way. 'Cause
Neville singing the Backstreet Boys.
I love that. But I will tell you right now, we do not have any Backstreet Boy records at KEXP.
Maybe next time I come in, I'm gonna slip one into the record library.
Should.
Look at these.
What do you want to do with this? What do you want to do with this?
What do we want to do with this?
What does that mean?
It's a very personal question, Darek. One of the most fun things about this project is that we do so many different things. You know, we have club days. We're sometimes in theaters, soft seat theaters. We do conferences where we give keynotes, or we do team building exercises. We just did a retreat in Scotts Valley, our first ever retreat, where for 2.5 days, I think we were talking about this earlier, about just being able to have a dedicated group of people and just sing for 2.5 days, but also talk about music and connections. We've had a number of production companies approach us about television. My career used to be television for 15 years, and so I'm really protective about how we go through with that, because it's got to be the right thing. This project means way too much to us to just throw it like out into the TV world. You know, it has to be something really like with a strong heart. But I think a television show or something like that would be interesting to do, only if it's the right thing. We've talked about podcasts. Because
there's only so much time, though. It's like with this. It seems like there's a lot of people that want to be a part of what we're doing in some way, and it gets sort of wedged into so many different things in ways that we never imagined. Like, we think back. I was just saying to Nobu, like, it's Halloween, and someone in this, like, a year into choir, like, carved these 2 pumpkins. Someone who we didn't really know, this woman who we know quite well now, but she carved our faces into these pumpkins. And we came to our own choir Halloween party. We're like, who did? Oh, it was incredible. We took photo shoots.
It was the right kind of creepy. Like it was perfect.
God. They looked so good. And it was just such an innocent time. But we were just thinking, like, back then it was just, that's all it was just one night a week in Toronto. Only the people we knew kind of knew about it, and it was sort of special. But now we get to share it with so many more people. It's just become this thing that just is like snowballing, and like people want to connect. People want to get out and sing. Like, even if it's not your favorite song, even if it's this, it doesn't matter. Like, it's about getting out. We need reasons to get out of the house and connect. And there's just less and less of that. If you look back to like the mid-century, it's like bowling alleys were like, people made huge money out of bowling alleys, and you know, things like, I mean, just that's one example. But people went out more. Yeah. People went out more. People went to see live music. Yeah. People don't go to see live music anymore. Like, if you look at Toronto, okay, you do, but you don't as much. Even people, I mean, anywhere you go, people don't go to see live. It used to be bands who played live could make money. Bands who play live don't make money anymore. Like cover band, like you know, people don't. They want to study. They can watch it on YouTube. They can stay home. They can do the interactive experience, something experiential. It's where it's at, and we didn't plan that, but it just happens to be that that's kind of like what's happening in every realm. Is just VR, and like it's like you're there. And we always said, like, you can't download a choir experience. There's nothing you could do. I mean, maybe now you can, but like just put on some like body glove.
The fun thing is that we're not sure. You know, it's like we're pretty open to ideas, and also sometimes it feels like it takes a while to get to a place where it feels like it's the right time to do something. And so maybe television will be something, but maybe not. I don't know. We'll see. You know? Yeah.
Guys, thank you for sharing this with us.
Thank you.
Especially with
Thank you so much. Thanks everyone here.
Thank you for being here.
You guys should be really proud of this radio station, by the way.
Yeah, this is amazing. Amazing.
Thanks for being here.
Cheers. All right.
What are we doing?
Well, I don't know what are we doing now, Darek?
He's in the bathroom eating pizza.
There you are.